Come here now, girl.
Hello and welcome to What's Map, your one-stop shop for everything workshop. I'm BonBonB and you're very, very welcome. Right, today we've got an island map from a creator we've done 3 times in the past, episodes 1349, 1374 and 1403, where they got 10 stars, then 11 stars, then 12 stars, and even from that very first 10-star map, I felt that we knew that we just had a new top quality creator on our hands. And today's map is going to maintain that. There's a lot about this that I like, especially the fact that while it's an island map, it's not really, is it? It's a coastal map, because it fills enough of the map for it not to be an island map, and we have all of the outside connections. So anyway, yes. Oh, by the way, we've got a slight change of plan for next week. I've made the conscious decision about an hour before finishing recording this show. So watch out for more announcements and updates as we get on through the week. I'll probably tell you all about it on Saturday. One thing I'll tell you about now, well, I'll tell you what you should be doing right about now. That's right, clicking that like button really does support the channel, gets me seen by more people and helps me grow a little bit more every single day. Thank you for your support. Today's map is, and this is probably going to be controversial, Nàhua, maybe, by Zwishy. Apparently that could be misinterpreted as something very rude in Russian, Nàhua, or yeah, I'm not sure exactly, but according to Reddit, that's a start square, by the way. There's your terrain heights. The entire map basically is buildable, apart from obviously the blue bits. The blue bits are clearly like, yeah, you know, you played the game. That looks really good, doesn't it? Not necessarily the strongest in terms of resources. If you've got Sunset Harbour and you want to do some fishing, your fishing map would look like that. Yeah, in terms of resources, not necessarily the most resource hungry map. Yeah. Off to the workshop. What do we need? It's a Bridges and Piers content creator pack DLC requirement there. Without that, you're going to have some missing bridges, one would feel, probably. Then we have a nicely written description with just lots of bullet points and stuff to keep your eyes busy. And then a one-click collection, which is not too long, really. And again, as always, I'll be using the autumn theme today, the Relight 3 average LUT. And down here, like links to Ultimate Eye Candy. Well, we haven't got any Ultimate Eye Candy settings to match. We are using Cube Map Replacer, and is it the Kloofendaal, something like that? Cube Map. I do like cube maps. They do add so much. So I mean, remember that half your view most of the time is the sky. So having a nice sky makes for a better looking map. I clearly do. Anyway, down to ground level, we're going to see Zwishy standards today, which are very strong. And as always, rather than focusing on all the stuff which is done very well, because frankly I could show you tiny, like little, this sort of thing we'll be focusing on. Tiny little bit of glitching going on there. Perfect intersection. I mean, we could just sit here and analyze this for an hour. It wouldn't make a very interesting show. But oh, hang on. This might be a little bit low. Yes, this little bit here is probably, technically speaking, the worst thing on the map, right there. So yeah, that's probably a little bit low. And then we'll just go for a little drive, as always. A little drive. Not going to be the most scenic of drives, because while the map is very pleasing, there's no dramatic features that are going to, like no striking cliff faces and that sort of thing. So it's just it's one of those easy to build anywhere you like, and lots of different ways of building on the map kind of maps. And that's a good thing. Possibly just a hint more in the resources might have added a little bit to the vanilla style playability on it. But definitely, if you just like a blank canvas that looks really very nice, you've got a really good one here. Now, we do have 1 or 2 trees that are just encroaching onto the highways. Again, this is down to Anarchy settings and Anarchy settings only. If you have Anarchy sets so they don't show, you won't see them. But I just show them because it's just, for me, it adds a little bit of interest to see what has got close to the road. I mean, there's one actually on the tarmac there. Again, is it a problem? It really isn't, but I always show it. It's consistent. Everybody gets shown, regardless of whether you've got one tree or a million trees on the roads. A little bit of encroaching grasses there. Now, coming up pretty soon, you're going to see what I'm going to entitle the Goldilocks intersection. Goldilocks because, well, I mean, you'll see. You will see. Again, there's nothing really wrong with it. It's one of those things that would take a split second to fix. And does it need fixing? These things. But yes, anyway, yeah, there are going to be a few changes next week because if things don't change next week, I feel that there won't be a show, won't be a channel very much longer. So yeah, there'll be changes next week. There will be plenty to watch next week. Don't worry, but there's your Goldilocks interchange. Why Goldilocks, BonBon? Why? Right, okay, here we go. You're soon going to get the gist of this. Right, on the right hand side here, this off ramp. Have a little look here. This is just a little bit too low. You know what's coming. You know what's coming. If we come over to this off ramp here on the left, this one is just a little bit too high. And wouldn't you know, the rest of it's just right. Clearly. Anyway, Start Square is off on your left here. I'm liking these trees, by the way. These aren't network skins. These are actually hand-placed, hand-plopped trees. And yes, you can say, yes, they're growing out of concrete, BonBon. Yeah, I know. But I make the rules, I break the rules. It's fine. It's fine. It's simple. What do you want? Do you want them to have to force you to subscribe to some planters or some curb props just for perfection? Sometimes enough is fine, and that was enough, and that was fine. Look at that bridge. Bridges and if you're not sure about the bridges and piers pack, the bridges on today's map, which again are massively understated, so much so that I didn't really stop and hover and look at them and say, hey, look at these in great. No, it's just subtle. The whole thing is very subtle and very nice. And subtle and nice are things that I like. And also, like, it's an island map, and it's not. They haven't gone down the tropical route, and you know how I am with tropical. Just find the colours. My poor colour vision. I find the colours too rich on tropical. I try to love tropical maps. I mean, I like the idea of the sun beating down on my back and a nice, cool, iced, rum-based drink in one hand, and I don't know, a copy of the New York Times in the other. Why do I say New York Times? I've got no idea why I'm holding a copy of the New York Times. I'm certain it's a very good publication. I'm sure it's. No, I'm putting the copy of the New York Times down. I'm reaching across and I'm picking up a vintage copy of the Dandy. Yeah, there you go. Now that is more my level. You might have to Google the Dandy. If you're not from the UK, Google the Dandy. Oh, man, what a publication that was. Everything I learned about life, I learned from the Dandy. No, not the Beano. No, clearly not the Beano. Yeah, there was only one true classic comic. Anyway, where were we? We're flying off towards the edge of the map. Hurrah! I just took a scenic route today, just around. The networking on the map in terms of the highways, it covers the map without covering the map. You know, someone who's basically looked at the routes and gone, what we really want is to be able to access all the areas without making the areas feel encroached upon. Brilliant. Rail again looks and feels perfectly fine. I've not really noticed any obvious inclines and such, and we do have these tunnels which just tuck the rail away here and there as well. I mean, there may be one or two inclines. Oh, I'm loving this. Look at that. Again, there might be one or two. I've not noticed any. I've not checked any. I've not found any. I've not made it an effort to find any. I was just happy enough and pleased enough just to cruise along and just enjoy it. I just really enjoyed this map. I just really enjoyed it. It was just pleasing. I would see that river on the right with the rocks. I found it so pleasing I didn't even bother, you know me and rivers, I didn't even bother just taking in that. You're not going to get a close-up of that river. Enjoy it while you can see it now. You're not going to get a close-up of it. There's other things to look at. Ah, Star Square. Lovely, which means it's time for...
Are you bored with the standard vanilla bridges? Have you seen those lovely custom bridges but don't know how to use them? Ooh, very nice. Then you need a beginner's guide to custom bridges by BonBonB. Click the information button below.
And so back to the shipping routes at Nàhua by Zwishy. And Nàhua? Nàhua. Okay, my grumble, if anything, with these is they're a bit bendy. They just bend for no reason. So you can have ships like, I would say, not quite zigzagging, because zigzagging would be a bit of an extreme. Like here, we have this one, which has just got the big bow in it that goes up into the bay. I understand why it's been done, but it doesn't really need to have been done. The other way, of course, is just to have this shipping triangle and single routes going up into the bay, which would be fine. Water flow is mostly based around this lake, which has water flow in it, and so it works, really. We got movement in the water, so it works. So that's okay. Right, the map as a whole, just loving the design of the map, the shape of the map, the amount of space that it fills up. An island map that basically doesn't feel like an island map. I've seen coastal maps with more water than this. So if you don't like island maps, think of this as a coastal map with the coast going all the way around. Okay, we've got just again good tree painting, trees into the seams. It's somebody's gone to a lot of effort just to use, and it's very subtle in Zwishy's very own style. It's very subtle the way that the trees have been done. We've got enough, but we haven't got too many. It's just loving the Goldilocks thing. Should have called this map Goldilocks. Okay, we have an abandoned cottage there with the footpath. Let's follow the footpath as we go down. Well, a little bit of encroaching grasses on the footpath, but that happens. We've all been on those. Little footpath here, little footbridge going down to it's a castle. As castles go, this has just got one little feature that we don't see very often, and I like the way that it's been done. First of all, we haven't gone with an outside wall, pretty much. Just one little bit at the top there. But look at the footpath running into the cemetery. I mean, it's easy to have completely ignored that. And it's just a map filled with subtleties. Zwishy is a subtle worker, and I appreciate them for it. Okay, let's have a little look down here. What's going on? Highway. Where's this dirt track going? What's going on down here? It's an incomplete... what's the word? Highway. Highway, yes. We're building a tunnel, or the tunnel is being built. Look at the rubble coming out of the tunnel there. And we've blocked off, barricaded off the entrance there as well. Easy to connect that up over the other side there. See how the highway carries on. What's going... Actually, I got the bridge over here, which is incomplete as well. I mean, this is just, again, you could have made a big thing about that. And they haven't. They've just done all subtle work. We've got some very subtle farming as well. Now, you might look at this and go, oh, they look a bit wonky. Yeah, but it's an irregular field. And I look at that and I think, yeah, a farmer probably would have done a line like that, maybe. However, over here, I struggle a little bit more with this one. Not so much, and you're going to think of the top left. The top left there, yeah, I'm okay with it. It's the bottom bit. The bottom bit, that looks... This down here, just, I think a farmer would have gone with straighter lines at the bottom. And maybe got an extra line in there, possibly, as well. So, yeah, and there's a couple more, like, farmed areas like that, orchard areas like that, that I feel that the farmers would have done slightly differently. I did say we wouldn't have a look at that particular river. I want to show you this river, though, because it becomes a fantasy map, because that links up into that. This is the main lake. And we head across the lake to the start square. In front of you is the start square area. And then we have a river coming out of the lake going the other direction. Again, it's For me, this doesn't bother me at all. I mean, I've done exactly the same thing with Merrickstowe, a lake with more than one exit. And I almost barely noticed that actually happened on that map. So it's fine. It's fine. Water spawn area here is, again, very subtle. I've seen more subtle than that, but that perfectly works fine. And I just completely would roll with that one. And as is the custom at the moment, we've got a dry river. Another thing that was in Merrickstowe, by the way. A dry river. Although, this is much more polished than the one in Merrickstowe. I spent ages on the dry river in Merrickstowe, and I wish I hadn't bothered now. Okay, one last thing to look at before we go and have a look at the asset of the day. The beaches across the map are excellent. Again, I'm going to show you the one little bit that isn't quite excellent, because that's me. I've shown you some good stuff there, and then we've got a little bit over here where we kind of run out of sand. I'm sure there's more sand in the toolbox, and it just looks a bit green and mossy there. But yes, I mean, I could just spend the entire map review just showing you all the excellent stuff, but I'll show you a hint of the excellent stuff, and I've shown you all the bad bits. They're not even bad bits. Where were we? Factoids. No, asset of the day. We get to Factoids in a moment. Asset of the day, the modern eco townhouses 6 by Smilies. Now, I've said this before, and I'm going to say it again. Until now, I've not been a fan of eco townhouses. Well, in real life, real life. But in the game, I think it's just because of the Green Cities buildings. Didn't like them at all. Smilies has changed that. I absolutely blinking love this entire set of townhouses. Smilies, get this number from 6 up to 60. I buy into these all day long, friend. Factoids, because factoids. The little finger, often called the pinky in American English, and pinky with an IE in Scottish English, is from the Dutch word pink, meaning little finger. Okay, I know we've got some Dutch viewers. Can you confirm that that is actually a fact? Because I'm only reading things that I find on the interweb these days. The book's gone down, by the way. I'll put the book down. Modern Eco Townhouses 6 by Smilies. I didn't quite fit through there, did I? That didn't quite work as how I wanted. Oh, man. That's today's asset of the day. Right, okay. So's, how can you not like this? Okay, you want mountains. Alright, there's always somebody who wants a mountain. Fine. You don't like islands. I told you, it's not an island map. Grow up. What do you think of it? Is it a 1-star map? Is it a 5-star map? Is it somewhere in between? Your vote really does count. We use it at the end of the month for the Viewer's Choice Top 10. Will this be one of the top 10 maps of the month? Only you can decide. Hit the I button now in the top right corner of your screen, or the link in the description. Take you to the voting page where you can vote for free with a Facebook, Gmail, Apple, or a Patreon account. What do I think of today's map? Well, aesthetically, I find this quite pleasing. I like the design of the map. I think it's been done very... In fact, I was going to go middle 4, but I'd like the design of the island so much. I'm pushing it just above. I can't go higher than that. But it's subtle. I love subtle. Just stay subtle. So don't go searching the 5-star Zwishy. Carry on as you're going. Middle 4, just over. Detailing, I'm going to do exactly the same middle 4. Just 1 or 2 little bits here and there. Just tiny weeny detaily things here and there. But still, middle 4, absolutely brilliant. Great. I'm happy with that. And gameplay, I would play this all day long. I would say I'd like to see a little bit more in the way of resources, and the shipping routes slightly less curvy. But other than that, beautiful. Nàhua by Zwishy is an accomplished, not an island map. Island, coastal, not an island, coastal map, and it's getting the seal of approval. Yeah, Zwishy is our new star. A new star. I want Zwishy. Keep Zwishy. Don't let Zwishy run away. And get Smilies as well. Ah, what a world. What a world we live in. Full of continents and not islands. Are you still here? Ah, those people that are still here. You should be proving you're still here by using the word of the day in the comments. Prove yourself that you are part of the 20 and out elites. Those population points must be accruing by now for some of you. And I'll be back tomorrow with another map in the What's Map series. Have a great day, and I'll see you very, very soon.